I've been fortunate to visit Brazil 6 times in the past 14 years. In my humble opinion, it's the best travel destination in the world. Let me show you my top 10 favourite places to visit. The Natural Aquarium is part of the Bahia Bonita Ecological Reserve. It offers a unique snorkeling experience. The rainfall is filtered through cast limestone rock, making the water crystal clear. You swim amongst the fish and above the brightly coloured vegetation. The water is cold, but the wetsuit keeps you warm. We love the 4-star Wetica Hotel in Bonito. It has an open African safari feel to it and a wonderful pool, at a price you could only dream of in Australia, at around $87 per night.
And I refuse to be denied.
20 kilometres from the hotel is the Cave of the Blue Lake, or Gruta do Lago Azul. During the months of September to February, sunlight illuminates the subterranean lake, making it a brilliant blue. It's an easy climb down and well worth the trip. Chapada Diamantina National Park is massive, at approximately 38,000 square kilometres. However, most of the tours seem to follow the same itinerary, which does offer spectacular photo opportunities. There are only 2 flights per week from Salvador to Lençóis, so most people either drive or take the 7.5-hour coach ride. We took the bus to Lençóis and then flew back. It's easy to arrange tours to Chapada Diamantina from Lençóis, which is only 35 kilometres from the national park. Lençóis is a picturesque, small rural town. Its hinterland is a mixture of waterfalls, natural caves, lakes and wildlife. I have never seen 3 owls in a tree before. You have to really want to go to Lençóis Maranhenses. It's not an easy trip, but it's worth it when you get there. We took a direct 2-hour 10-minute flight from Salvador to Maranhão's capital, São Luís. From the airport, it's a 4-hour drive to Barranquillas. We stayed at the Posada São José. From there, we booked our tour into the sand dunes. Leaving from Barranquillas, you take a ferry across the Preguiças River. From there it's about another 30 minutes to the sand dunes. And whilst I enjoyed my time in the dunes, the boat ride, small river settlement with abundant monkeys and the quad bike hire were the highlights for me. Salvador is spelled Olodum. The amazing drummers are the heartbeat of Salvador, and the beautiful Pelourinho, a UNESCO World Heritage Site which showcases multicoloured Portuguese colonial architecture and churches. I fell in love with Olodum after watching the Jane Souza singing with them under the stars. Michael Jackson was similarly impressed, filming with them for They Don't Care About Us.
A pensar em ti, beijo, teu cheiro, calor verdadeiro, cresce no peito, louco por você. Desejada a qualquer hora, até de madrugada.
highlights include the Lacada elevator with its views across the bay and some of the coolest bars overlooking Salvador's wonderful beaches. Sao Paulo is a crazy city, especially on New Year's Eve. The atmosphere in the Avenida Paulista is amazing. 2 million people occupy the main thoroughfare through the city to see in the new year. Other highlights in SP include the Central Market, where the stallholders offer you free samples of exotic Amazonian fruits to try. The Museum of Art, which houses wonderful artwork from European masters Cézanne, Renoir, Van Gogh and Rembrandt, alongside Brazilian creativity like Amnesia by Flavio Siqueira, which dominates the room. You can also pay your last respects to Ayrton Senna, the world's greatest racing driver, at Morumbi Cemetery. If you need a place to stay near the airport, the Pullman Sao Paulo Guarulhos Airport is amazing. Iguazu is by far the most photogenic of the three big falls. We visited from the Argentinian side. It's pretty cool just showing your passport at the border and walking from one country to another. After walking up the path in the heat, the spray from the falls is quite wonderful and will soak you. It's awesome just admiring the power of nature. Campinas is about 110 kilometers from SP. It's home to the most wonderful free wildlife experience, the Bosque dos Jequitinhonhas. The bosque is a mini rainforest in the middle of a city of more than 1 million people. The best thing about it is that much of the wildlife is outside of the enclosures. Agoutis, toucans, macaws and lizards wander around in their natural habitat. And where else can you look up and see a sloth while drinking your coffee? Other cool things to do in and around Campinas include a visit to the mall with its umbrella canopy, experience the atmosphere of a football match, share the beautiful Lagoa de Tacarao with the capybaras, and live like a local de Boteco in Joaquim Egidio. If, like me, you travel to see wildlife in its natural habitat, Mato Grosso's Pantanal is like a visit to Wonderland. Anacondas in the wild continue to elude me, but there's still a plethora of wonderful creatures to experience. I visited the Fazenda San Francisco, a popular tour which includes driving, walking, and a boat ride to fish for piranhas. Easily caught by everyone except me, the world's worst fisherman. Flying into Rio for the first time, I had goosebumps. It's a feeling that never leaves you. The Cidade Maravilhosa is the most exciting city in the world, and at carnival time you can times that by 10. Where do you even begin with Rio? It has everything. Tijuca National Park, Cristo Redentor, Cathedral Metropolitana de São Sebastião, the sidewalks, Copacabana Beach, with Brazilian poet Carlos Drummond de Andrade, the cable car or teleférica to Pau de Açúcar, Escadaria Celarón, and Arcos de Lapa, where my future wife and I had our first date. Then there's Carnival, the Sapucaí or Sambadrome, and the amazing blocos, or block parties, You will never forget or find a better travel experience than Carnival in Rio. No visit to Rio is complete without a ferry ride across Guanabara Bay to gaze in awe at the spectacular creations of Brazilian architect Oscar Niemeyer. As you get older, your priorities change. And on our last visit in 2023, we embarked on a road trip through Minas Gerais coffee country. And I was smitten by its tranquility and beauty. Capitolio, the canyon at Turvo, the Canyon Cascada Eco Park, local wildlife experiences, and our stay at Quinta da Bocaina. If home is where the heart is, I would love to call Minas home. And where else can you get a visit from the neighbour's cat? Jaguars and Black Panthers call Minas home. I do hope you have enjoyed my favourite places to visit in Brazil. Let me know if I've missed any. Oh, and did I mention that I love Brazil?